So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel again. So in this video, we are going to read a book which name is The Old Man and His God. And this is our chapter number 10 and which name is A Helping Hand. This is in part 1 and this book is written by Sagamurthy and the book which my name is Vardan Gupta. So let's get started. So guys, if you haven't watched any of my videos, so don't worry, I will upload here the I button, so you will able to check it out all of this video. And I have a made a I have made a different book which name is the Stories of Akbar and Birbal. So don't forget to watch that video also. Okay, so let's get started with today's topic. So, like many natural disasters of great magnitude, the tsunami wave that struck the shores of our country in December 2004 opened our eyes to the myriad shades of human nature. Through the media, we saw and heard time and again about the devastation wreaked on coastal communities and how aid was pouring it from everywhere. In places which were in the news, the victims were soon inundated by a wave of relief material, saris, dhotis, towels, bed sheets, cooking stoves, vessels, plastic buckets, drinking water, mats and etc. In towns like Nagapattinam, Kadalur, Velankani and Karaikal, one could also see heaps of old and worn-out clothes which no one wanted, lying untouched on either sides of the road. The relief camps and wedding halls in these places had plenty of volunteers initially, distributing food or ration, giving injections to stop the spread of diseases, and helping the injured. Often the victims expressed their dissatisfaction at the food being served as local food habits were being overlooked. Instead, they demanded to be allowed to cook their own food. The donor and the benefactor were right in their own ways in this matter. Our team from the foundation set out first on a fact-finding mission before starting the relief work. For one, we decided to visit the towns in the newsletter after they had moved away from the airwaves and the first rush of essential articles needed by the people. We discovered that in some towns there was plenty of relief material, but the people had no place to store them, and incidents of theft or fights over ownership were becoming common. In other places, we realized that the most basic material required for the people to get their lives back together were missing. Next is, armed with this data, we devised the Tsunami Survival Kit. It was a bit like the survival kits I had seen in some stores in the USA. Through those were meant for mountaineering accidents, we made some modifications and started assembling our own kit. A huge aluminium trunk with a 5-level lock and 25 articles that we found were essential for the survivors. While the trunk itself could be used for storage, inside we included things like a tarpaulin, medicines, torch, a small radio, groceries, toiletries, etc. It was a novel idea and our team worked tirelessly in gathering everything. We purchased most of the items from the source and the moment the suppliers heard it was for relief work, they offered us large discounts and even delivered the material free. Given the scale of our work, we needed a large area to spread out all of the items, assemble the kits, and to check if we had put in everything in all the trunks. There were 10 of us working on this. My student George Joseph offered us to the use to the of the huge basement of his Bangalore. Somewhere in the outskirts of Bangalore, we got all the material delivered straight in the basement and started our work in earnest. I was amazed at my team's dedication and professionalism. They assembled nearly a thousand trunks in 2 days. George too visited us often to ask if we needed anything and made provisions for snacks and tea. The whole process was going smoothly, and soon we were ready to start loading the trunk on the trucks. Now we had a problem. What is the problem? It was difficult to do the loading from our basement workplace, and we felt it would be better if we could store them together in a place accessible to a truck. George, as usual, had a solution to our problem. Don't worry, he told me. The exactment plot is empty and I know the owner. The architect comes there once in a while, but if we take permission from his office, I am sure they will not have a problem with us storing the trunks there for one night. Nobody will say no to such work. So next point is the plot was big and the corner one and therefore most convenient for loading the material. We all thought it was a good idea. The next day, a bright young lady arrived at our basement. Beaming, she introduced herself as a junior architect in the architect's office. Lankesh, our main architect, is out of station. I came to know through George that you would like to store the trunks on this side. I think it is a nice idea. Not all of us we are able to go and help the victims, but this way we can do our small bit for them. Thank you, but I hope it will not hinder your work. I replied, no madam, not at all. Anyway, the survey people are coming next week. Please do not hesitate to ask us for any help. By the time our work was completed and we shifted everything to the neighboring plot, it was almost evening. The truck was supposed to come the next morning, and all our volunteers were just waiting to go home and rest. They had worked very hard, and I felt proud of them. I have learned that it is better to have 10 people who work sincerely than to have 100 people working half-heartedly. I was lucky that all my team members were so hardworking. Just as we were about to leave, a Mercedes drew up in front of us, and a man emerged from it, prominently bearing his cell phone and BlackBerry. He looked smart and was well dressed, but the expression on his face clearly showed his displeasure over some matter. He approached me and without a word of greeting demanded, who gave you the permission to store your stuff on this plot? I realized this was Lankesh, the main architect. As politely as I could, I answered, George told me that he would talk to you and take permission from your office. Yesterday, your assistant came and said it was alright, so I assumed that you were aware of it. Next is page number 4. No, that is not true. I was traveling and nobody has informed me about this. You may be doing relief work, but please understand that you have put your material here without my permission. You should have taken my permission and not my assistant. I am the architect, and this entire area is my responsibility. Surprised at his outburst, I said, I am sorry for the mistake. Anyway, it is a matter of another 10 hours. Tomorrow morning the trucks will come and we will load everything onto them. It does not concern me whether it a matter of or a night or a day. I had called the service people to do their job. Today they will come anytime. I want you to remove everything. Your assistant told me that they will come only next week. How can I possibly remove so many heavy trunks in such a short time? And where can we keep them? I pleaded. So thank you guys for listening to me. So this is our part number one and part number, and I will try to upload a part number two. Hurry up, okay? So please, so I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please give a big thumbs up on my video. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe.